It's a complete contradiction of everything he said later to the police, or much of what he said to the police and at Lucy Letby's trial. This email was only disclosed to Lucy Letby's defence in September of last year. That is after she had been convicted of attempting to murder this child by dislodging her breathing tube. What Dr. Ravi Jayaram said at both of Lucy Letby's trials was that this child, who was born 25 weeks gestation, very small, very weak, was found to be desaturating. That is, his oxygen levels were falling dangerously low, although he had been intubated and was on, she had been intubated and was on a ventilator.
After 2.5 to 3 minutes, I got up to check on baby K. I had not been called to review baby K.
The nurse looking after the baby said she was popping to the delivery suite to go and talk to the parents, and she said, I've left Lucy in there babysitting. Part of me was saying, you better go in and just check everything's okay, because you know what's happened before when Lucy's been on duty. As I walked towards the incubator, I could see on the monitors that the oxygen saturations, which is basically the baby's oxygen levels, were dropping. And they dropped to a level that the nurse would have called for help.
What was she doing then?
Well, she was just standing there.
But yet, in his very first account of this incident, he wrote that in this case, in fact, Nurse Letby, who had been at the incubator, called Dr. Jayaram to inform of low saturations. So it's a complete contradiction of everything he said later to the police, or much of what he said to the police and at Lucy Letby's trial. Now, quite clearly, had it been disclosed to her defence lawyers, they would have been in a position to cross-examine Dr. Jayaram and ask him to explain how it was that his story had changed. Now, there's one other thing to bear in mind. What was this email? It was part of an extensive correspondence between these doctors who were attempting to interest the police, as Dr. Jayaram himself put it in this email, pique the interest of the police in order to persuade them to investigate possible criminal offences at the hospital. So they were setting out details of what they thought should go into the report, which they did submit to the police shortly after this email was written. Well, there is Dr. Jayaram talking about this case in his first account of it and giving an account that is substantially different from what was heard at the trial.